Hello, my dear friend. I am so happy that you are here with me today, listening and sharing this moment. Maybe you are walking outside, maybe you are on your way to school or work, or maybe you are simply sitting quietly in your room. Wherever you are, thank you for being here. Today, we are going to start a very special journey together. A journey into something that looks simple on the outside, but can completely change the way you live and learn. It is called positive thinking. You may have heard people say this before, think positive, but have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what does that really mean? Is it just about smiling when you are sad? Is it pretending that problems don't exist? Is it forcing yourself to always feel happy? The truth is, it is none of these things. Positive thinking is not about lying to yourself or wearing a fake smile. It is about choosing a way of looking at life that gives you hope, strength, and peace, even when life is difficult. It is about training your mind to focus on the possibilities instead of only the problems. Think of it like wearing a pair of glasses. If the glasses are dirty and dark, everything around you looks ugly, hopeless, and heavy. But if the glasses are clean, you begin to see more clearly. You still notice the problems, but you also see the good things. That is what positive thinking is. It is like changing the lens through which you see the world. When you put on these clearer glasses, your life doesn't suddenly become perfect, but your way of looking at it becomes kinder, lighter, and stronger. And that makes all the difference. Our thoughts are extremely powerful. They are not just words floating in our heads. They shape how we feel, and our feelings shape how we act, and our actions repeated every day create the life we live. This is why the way you think matters so much. Imagine for a moment that you wake up in the morning, look out the window and see rain. One person might say, "Oh no, it's raining again, my whole day is ruined." They already feel heavy and angry before the day has even begun. Another person, looking at the same rain, might say, "It's raining today, but that's okay. I can bring my umbrella, or maybe I can enjoy the sound of the rain. The plants need the water, and I can have a quiet moment with a warm cup of tea." The situation is exactly the same, but the reaction is completely different, and that difference comes only from the thoughts they chose. When we think negative thoughts, our brain produces chemicals that keep us in stress mode. Cortisol and adrenaline rush through the body, preparing us for danger, making us nervous, tired, or anxious. Of course, these chemicals are useful when there is real danger, but when we constantly think negatively, our body lives in stress, even when no real threat exists. On the other hand, when we think positively, our brain releases dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, the chemicals that make us feel motivated, peaceful, and connected. These are the hormones that bring balance, calm, and energy into our daily life. This is not just an idea from self-help books. It is science. Your thoughts literally change the chemistry of your body. But positive thinking is not about denying reality. It is not about saying everything is perfect when you know that it is not. If you fail an exam, saying this is great is not real, and it does not help. Real positive thinking means saying, yes, I failed, I feel disappointed, but I can learn from this. I will study more carefully next time. I am not finished. I am still growing. This kind of thought accepts the truth but also chooses hope. It is not fake. It is strong. This is also deeply connected to English learning. So many students tell themselves negative stories. My English is terrible. People will laugh at me. I will never be fluent. These thoughts stop you from practicing, make you afraid to speak, and slowly convince you to give up. But if you change the story in your head, everything changes. Instead of, I'm terrible, say, I can practice a little today. Instead of, people will laugh, say, mistakes are okay, they are part of learning. Instead of, I will never be fluent, say, I am improving step by step. These new thoughts give you energy to keep going. They make practice more enjoyable, and slowly, with time, your English grows stronger. Positive thinking does not mean you will never feel sad. Everyone feels sad, angry, tired, or lonely sometimes. That is normal. Being positive does not mean ignoring these feelings. It means allowing yourself to feel them, but not staying trapped in them forever. It means telling yourself, this moment is hard, but it will pass. Better days are coming. That is real positive thinking. Let's practice a small exercise together. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Take a slow breath, and now say quietly in your mind, I am learning, I am growing, I am doing my best. Say it again slowly. I am learning, I am growing, I am doing my best. These words are simple, but if you repeat them, they begin to change the way you feel. They are like medicine for the mind. They remind you that you don't need to be perfect. You only need to keep going one step at a time. And this is why we begin here at the foundation. Because before we talk about methods, exercises, or habits, we must first understand the truth. Your thoughts are powerful. They can build you up or break you down. They can open doors or lock them. They can create a life of fear or a life of hope. The good news is, you can choose them. Positive thinking is not something you are born with or without. It is a skill, just like English, just like playing a musical instrument, just like cooking. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. So, my friend, as we start this journey together, remember this simple truth. You are not your negative thoughts. You are stronger than your fears, and you can train your mind to see the world in a kinder way. Life will not always be easy, but with positive thinking, you will always have a tool to help you stay calm, keep hope alive, and move forward. That is the foundation we are building here today. And in the next part, we will explore even deeper how your thoughts create your emotions, how your emotions create your actions, and how little by little, one thought at a time, you can create the life you truly want. When we talk about positive thinking, it might sound soft, maybe even too simple. Just think differently and everything changes. It can sound unrealistic at first, but if we pause for a moment and look closely at how our daily lives unfold, we begin to see that our thoughts are the starting point of almost everything we do. Imagine this chain. First comes a thought, then that thought creates a feeling, then that feeling pushes us into an action, and those actions, repeated again and again, slowly shape our habits, and those habits build the life we live. In other words, the life you are living today, in many ways, began with thoughts you had yesterday, last month, last year. Your thoughts are the seeds, your life is the garden. Think about waking up in the morning. For many people, the first thought when they open their eyes is already negative. I'm so tired, today will be terrible, I don't want to go to work. That single thought, before the day has even started, sets the tone. It creates feelings of heaviness and stress. And because of those feelings, the person may move more slowly, complain more easily, or look at everything with frustration. Their actions throughout the day will match the thought they started with, and the day will confirm exactly what they told themselves in the morning. See, it was a bad day. The thought created the feeling created the action created the result, and the result confirmed the thought. It is a cycle. Now imagine a different person who wakes up and even if they feel a little tired, chooses a different thought. Today is a new day. I will do my best. That one thought creates a lighter feeling. They feel just a little more hopeful, and because of that, they move with more energy. They notice more good moments. They treat people more kindly. Their actions are shaped by that hopeful thought, and their day unfolds differently. At the end of the day, they can look back and say, that was a pretty good day. Again, the thought created the feeling created the action created the result. This is the invisible power of thoughts. Sometimes we underestimate small thoughts, but they are never small. Imagine before an important exam. If the thought in your mind is, I am going to fail, I can't do this, then your heart starts beating fast, your hands get sweaty, your body is full of fear. You can't focus on studying, and when you enter the exam room, your brain feels blocked. You forget things you actually know, simply because your thought poisoned your feelings. But if the thought before the exam is, I studied, I will try my best, mistakes are okay, then your body relaxes, your mind becomes clearer, and you remember more of what you prepared. Same person, same amount of study, but the difference in results comes from the thoughts before the exam. And this is not only for school. At work, if you think, I can't do anything right, my boss will always criticize me, then you will work with fear, you will make more mistakes, you will avoid speaking up, and you may even miss opportunities. But if you think, I will focus on doing my best, if I make a mistake, I will learn from it. Then you work with more calmness and confidence, you communicate more openly, and you slowly grow into someone stronger at your job. In relationships, the same rule applies. If your thought is, no one understands me, people don't care about me, then you may stop talking, you may close your heart, and you will feel lonely even when people around you actually do love you. But if your thought is, maybe they are busy, but I can try to talk kindly, then you open the door to connection. You give people the chance to show their love, and your relationships become warmer. The situation outside may not change immediately, but your thought changes your actions, and your actions change the situation step by step. This is the secret most of us forget. We cannot always control what happens in life, but we can always control how we think about it. A storm may come, but you decide whether to sit in the dark saying, everything is ruined, or to light a small candle and say, duh, the storm will pass, and until then, I will keep my candle burning. So, let me give you another story to make this clearer. There was a young man preparing for a job interview. He told himself all night, I'm not smart enough, they will never hire me. Because of those thoughts, he felt nervous. He slept badly, and when he entered the interview room, his voice was shaking, his answers were weak, and yes, he didn't get the job. A few months later, he applied somewhere else, but this time he practiced new thoughts. I don't need to be perfect, I will be honest. I can share my experiences, and that is enough. The night before, he slept better. He entered the room calmer, he smiled more naturally, and he answered questions with confidence. The interviewers saw his energy, and he got the job. The difference between failure and success was not in his intelligence, it was in his thoughts. If we look closely, we see this everywhere. A person with negative thoughts often speaks with negative words. I can't. I'm not good enough. Nothing will change. Life is unfair. These words make them feel even smaller and weaker. A person with positive thoughts uses different language. I'll try, I'm learning, mistakes are okay, I will keep going. These words give energy, they create courage, they open doors. This is why your inner language, the way you talk to yourself in your own mind, is one of the most important skills you can practice. It is also important to understand that positive thinking does not make problems disappear. It is not magic. But what it does is give you a better tool to face those problems. Imagine two people lose their job on the same day. The negative thinker says, "This is the end. I am useless. Nothing will ever work out." They fall into despair, they stop trying, and they may stay unemployed for a long time. The positive thinker says, "This is painful. I feel scared. But maybe this is also a chance to learn something new or to find a job that fits me better." They feel nervous too, but their hope pushes them to update their CV, to reach out to friends, to apply again. And soon they find a new job. Again, the difference is not the event, but the thought about the event. You might be wondering, can a simple thought really have so much power? And the answer is yes, but not because one thought is magic. It is because one thought leads to a chain reaction. Imagine you are walking on a path, and at the beginning you choose to go left or right. That small choice changes your whole journey. A thought is like that. It is the first step, and every step after depends on it. If the first step is negative, the journey is heavy. If the first step is positive, the journey has more light. So, my friend, begin to notice your thoughts. Not every thought in your mind is true. Just because the voice in your head says you can't do it does not mean it is real. You can pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, is this thought helping me or is it hurting me? If it is hurting, gently replace it with something kinder, something more hopeful. Say to yourself, I'm learning, I can try again, I am growing. With practice, these thoughts become stronger, and little by little, they build a new future.